This is Dan Abbott. I'm making this recording a little bit loud, I think. Making this recording to quickly show you how to deal with the weld symbol in SolidWorks. This is a mold positioner. It's a sample I use in class. So let's just start right up here. We have a multi-jog leader here. There's a couple of flare welds. I'll get rid of that, show you how to go about making it. First you go into the weld symbol. When you go to the weld symbol, you have to pick the symbol itself. You'll get it from a list. That list in this case is a flare bevel. I'll do another flare bevel. The reason that there's two of them is the one on the underside is the arrow side of the weld. The one on the above the line is the other side of the weld. This is a piece of pipe, so we want to weld on both sides. Now at this point, before you do anything else, go ahead and select the line you want to use as your weld line so that it nails the leader down. Now in this particular case there's nothing else to show except those two symbols, and in the tail I want to put W-4. If I bring this over again, you'll see now that tail has W-4. Now to make this a multi-leader, I need to go to the Multilead multi-jog leader button. It's going to ask me to select my start point again, but now I can say let's put another one here, let's put another one up here. When I'm done, double click like that to place it, or right click and then select end leader. If you don't do that, you just have to redo the thing when it's all over. So that's how that one would look. Now let's go down to this next. Let's go over here. This is a pretty significant one. This symbol indicates there are two welds, a bevel weld, and then on top of that there's going to be a fillet weld, and those are the sizes of the welds. There's a field weld symbol. So I'll go back into the weld symbol, indicate in this case that I've got a bevel weld on the arrow side and a bevel weld on the other side. But in addition to that, we're going to add a second fillet weld on the other side and a second fillet weld on the arrow side. The other thing that those two welds have are sizes. So I'll indicate in front of each of these that there's a 1/4 preparation and a 3/8 weld size. The weld is going to penetrate, 3/8 means you need to have that. The weld is going to penetrate deeper than the preparation. That's why the weld size itself is larger. I'll just copy that, put it up here, paste that since it's the same. Then up here we have 3/8. I'll do the same thing where I copy it, paste it down here. So now I have the size of the fillet weld, the size of the bevel weld, and the preparation of the bevel weld. Now what I need to do is to indicate that there's a contour, which is a flat contour. That means the weld has to be flat when it's done on both sides. So I'll put a contour on both sides. There's also a field weld flag. I'll select that one over here. And it's also going to be a multi-jog leader. So now it's going to come out and ask me where I want to put it. That's what all the various elements are going to look like. So I'll say I want to put that right here. Come down. Go back up in this area right there. And if I don't double click, I can right click and pick end leader. But again, if I don't do one of those two things, when you press escape, the whole thing goes away. And the last, this one has, okay, let's do this one. Go back to the weld symbol. This weld is a bevel weld and it's on the arrow side only, so it's on the underside of the line. It has something in the tail, which is a welding note. It's on the drawing someplace else. The size of that bevel weld is a 5/8 preparation, and always what's in parentheses is the weld size, and it's always larger than the preparation for a bevel weld. It also has a contour, which is flat, but this one actually was created by grinding, so the letter G has to go there. It's also a multi-jog leader. So now I have to come out and select the beginning of that, which is going to be right there. Come down a little bit, come up a little bit, double click and it stays in place. Then I can hit the escape key. So that's how you get the note in there, that's how you get the contour symbol, and also the method for placing the contour. Then over here we have a fairly simple weld symbol. It's just a basic fillet weld. So we'll go over here and we'll find the fillet. And it's on the arrow side. but this one has an all-around symbol on it. That all-around means that it's going to go from where you start welding all the way around and then come back to the other side. It's a 1/4 size weld. That's the leg size. In this case, we'll go over and just pick it right here, and it's not a multi-jog leader, so all I have to do is to place it. Once you place it, it's there. You have to double click on the multi-jog so it's because it doesn't know when you're done. That's the basic technique for placing weld symbols.